Fire Emblem. Engage!
Hello everyone, Keb here today with chapters 1, 2, and 3 of this Fire Emblem Engage Anything Goes LTC. I'm going to be going solo for these chapters just because co-commentary takes longer to coordinate and edit, so Excess and I will be splitting most of the commentary and then only joining up for the really epic clears. Chapter 1 is quite an awkward map to LTC because the game really wants you to clear it in 4 turns. The way that it works is that the level 5 boss is attacking Clan and Fram, and Alear has to summon Marth to save them. But Alear only does this when things are looking really grim, which is at the end of turn 3 where Clan is about to die. The only way to accelerate this is to wipe all the initial enemies by the end of turn 2. Visually, this does seem possible in Maddening. Vander can kill the boss with a 5% crit thanks to Alabaster Duty, and Alear can deal with the rest with another crit after some enemy face chips from Vander. The issue is that the game is lying to us. When the map first loads, Alear and Vander are given a hidden skill that negates their crit chance, and this skill is only removed when the Marth cutscene plays. I have no clue why they went for a hidden skill approach when they could use visible anti-crit measures, like in Xenologue 5 where the boss gets 50 dodge. On the bright side, now that we've established that the turn floor is 4 turns, we actually have a lot of freedom for phase 1. We set up Alear and Vander in a way that gives Alear 2 chips and a kill on all 4 of the non-boss enemies. With Alear's personal negating 1 damage, these enemies don't do anything to Vander and will hence ignore him. Alear does face 12 attacks over the course of phase 1, and she can only get hit by 3 of them without dying. That gives this strategy an overall chance of success of about 32%, but this lower reliability is well worth it for the amount of XP that Alear gains. Funneling XP into her is the most important side objective for the early game, since she needs to promote for a future clear. Before phase 2 starts, a really epic cutscene plays where the boss holds his own against Alear and Marth for quite a long time. They do eventually take him down, leaving only the reinforcements for us to clean up. With the help of her boyfriend, Alear takes down the 3 new enemies with ease, hitting level 2 in the process. It took her 8 chips and 6 kills for 1 level up. Isn't Maddening mode just great? That's chapter 1 cleared in the requisite 4 turns, let's move on to chapter 2. Chapter 2 starts off with a quick tutorial on the break mechanic, but Vander is a bit overeager to prove himself after doing literally nothing the previous chapter, so he attacks first and takes a counter. Fram approaches as well before Alear goes in for the break. Alear should probably just be taking this kill, but we can't let Lumera's teachings go to waste. Clan finishes off the broken enemy from uncounterable 2 range, so in the end, the break did nothing. Sorry mom, we're still learning. Our turn 1 positioning forces the archer to go for Fram from this exact tile, which will be favorable for turn 2. In order to maximize Alear's XP gain, we lodestar rush Lumera right away without having Clan chip with his mystical accuracy. This way Lumera can die to Alear on enemy phase, which also gives Clan a second kill against this archer. He's really eating good today. Now is a good time to explain how phase 2 of this chapter works. The game will attempt to teleport our 4 units to designated tiles after we defeat Lumera, but the units can get offset if their respective tile is taken at the end of phase 1. The order of teleportation is Alear, then Vander, then Clan, and then finally Fram. Thanks to Fram's bait on turn 1, we were able to position in a way on turn 2 that causes everyone except Fram to be offset. Most importantly, Vander is now 1 tile higher than usual. This lets him chip this axe fighter from above, simultaneously baiting out Lumera. Also, it seems like Alear finally understands the point of breaking, because she does so first this time to prevent Vander from taking damage. This unfortunately means losing another kill, but I guess we're investing in Clan now because he's taken his 3rd kill of the clear. This 3rd enemy phase is another instance of the game lying to us. With Alabaster Duty, Vander would have 3 displayed crit on Lumera for this attack if we had put Alear next to him. If he were to then land that crit, this would be a 3-turn clear. However, Lumera gains a hidden skill in phase 2 that negates enemy crit. This skill is only removed after her first attack with Sigurd, meaning that she cannot be crit until turn 4. Vander clutches up by landing a 50 display chip before dying to Lumera. Luckily, this is the one battle where permadeath is off. Vander has now done nothing in Chapter 1 and died in Chapter 2. Not a great showing from the 32nd Steward. After seeing his mentor get destroyed, Clan still bravely charges forward to land another chip on Lumera. Alear on the other hand gets freaked out and runs the other way to Lodestar rush a soldier. I guess she wants to make up for all the kills that Clan took.
Whatever you say.
Naturally, Fram sees Alear and immediately goes to be beside her. While this is usually kind of annoying, it's actually very helpful in this case. Fram's personal skill gives 10 extra avoid to Alear, which is just enough to manipulate the expected damage, such that Lumera prefers to use her Libération instead of trying to break with Sigurd's Rider's Bane. Alear commits matricide for the second time, and that's Chapter 2 cleared in 4 turns. Let's move on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has got to be one of the most frustrating clears in the entire run. We really don't have many options, and you'll see that a lot of the combat involves mid-80 hit rates and like 4 to 5 crit. The majority of enemies here cannot be crit because that would mean losing XP on Alear. Vander moves out to bait the bottom right flyers, and he chips a sword fighter along the way. The clan plan continues as he takes his 4th kill of this video. Fram, as usual, follows Alear as closely as possible. This enemy phase is our first introduction to random enemy movement. These two flyers have a nasty tendency to block each other, causing only one of them to take a chip from Vander. We need the first one to attack from below, leaving room for the second. I would estimate that this only happens about 1/3 of the time. The workout squad joins us on turn 2 after a really annoying cutscene. Imagine seeing that the flyers moved incorrectly and having to wait those 10 extra seconds before being able to retry. Now imagine that the flyers finally cooperated, but Vander missed a chip on one of them. Yeah, this chapter took me 88 attempts to record, and it really is death by 1,000 cuts. At least we farmed a ton of achievements this way. Unfazed from being broken by a lance on turn 1, Alear pushes onwards. She heals back most of her health with a vulnerary, while Fram chain guards her. We put the workout squad to good use by having them chip down this lance fighter for clan. After Boucheron moves, our units are now all positioned in a vertical line, because strategy. The only outlier is Vander, who remains on flyer chipping duty by full moving up to bait the top right pair. Here, Alear doesn't have to dodge this first flyer because of chain guard. She ends up doing so anyways, but it's all the same in the end as long as she chips these two sword fighters. This javelin flyer has to attack Alear from either 1 left 1 down or 2 down, for a reason that will become very apparent shortly. Again, I'd estimate this to happen around 1/3 of the time, because that flyer really likes to attack from 2 left. Our vertical wall positioning is now paying dividends, as both of these flyers want to go for Etier. She can only survive 1 round of combat, so we block the way with the Bouche.
Our foes are strong.
Alear finishes off one sword fighter, while Alfred takes care of the second one. With that kill, Alfred has already far surpassed even my wildest expectations for him in this run. Way to go, Flower Boy. Vander chips the boss so that Clan can once again take the kill for his first level up. Unfortunately, he only gains speed, but I just know that he'll be an amazing carry once he gets going.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
Etier one-shots the Javelin Flyer, who would have been out of reach if she had attacked Alear from 2 left. Fram heals Etier from adjacent to Alear, which brings Etier out of kill range from these remaining flyers.
I won't get lost.
Bouche doesn't get lost, moving 1 tile to finish off the remaining bottom flyer. This last enemy phase can only be described as a miracle. Clan puts his 1 speed proc to good use by doubling and 1-rounding the remaining archer. Thanks to Alear's personal skill reducing damage by 1, he will survive an attack from these flyers with 1 HP to spare, and since Etier was healed to be healthy enough to live 1 attack, the 4 remaining flyers will all try to break Alear. The second one is unchipped, so Alear will have to crit on top of dodging. These last 4 combats have all been rigged, allowing Alear to perfectly dodge and kill on counter. And that's Chapter 3 cleared in 3 turns. As we mentioned in the introduction video, this is the one clear of the run that we have never done without combat rigging. In fact, the combat alone isn't even that unreliable, with about a 0.2% chance of success. But the random enemy movement on top of the workout squad cutscene makes this way too frustrating without mid-chapter saves. The last enemy phase is completely rigged to always succeed, and it still took me 88 attempts over 3 hours to record. But now that it's finally over, it's only smooth sailing for the rest of the run. We'll see you next time for Chapter 4.